Hey everybody! Question I get a lot is what if I'm working out at home and I only have lighter weight or dumbbells? This is true if you just have one or if you have two. The best way to make an exercise more challenging is to add a tempo. In other words, to make it slower. So for example, if you're trying to do squats and you just had a really light weight, for example, if I wanted to do a set of 10 squats, instead of just hammering them away as fast as I can, I would make that negative portion, so the lowering part, slower. For example, I might say I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna take it 3 seconds on the way down. So it would be 1, 2, 3, come up. And every rep, I would make sure that lowering portion was a little bit slower. That's gonna make pretty much every movement more challenging. For example, overhead, I would do the lowering portion a little bit slower. So I would explode up, and then again, I would make that negative slower than on the way up. You can do that with almost every movement. I would say for cleans and snatches, those are meant to be explosive. So typically we wouldn't slow down that portion, and instead we would focus on being more explosive. So in addition to adding tempo, particularly on the eccentric or the lowering portion, basically going slower, another way to make a movement more challenging would be to add a hold. Typically, you would add that hold at the hardest part of the movement. For example, on a squat, I would hold at the bottom portion. I would say every rep, I'm gonna hold that bottom portion for about 5 seconds and then come up. If I was going overhead, the hardest part for most people would be that overhead. So I would hold that overhead movement at the top for a few seconds. This would be good strategies if you were particularly working on strength work. In a Metcon or a workout, I wouldn't necessarily look to slower the movements. If you felt like you had a really light weight and you weren't getting enough out of it, one way to do it would be to increase the reps. If you really had a light weight, for example, and were doing squats and you knew that it was intended to be on the heavy side, I might think about adding some reps. But as far as strength work, I would focus on slowing down and adding holds. Good luck, let's get strong and get after it.